Coming up next on Frozen Pizza Reviews, we have ITALPIZZA. This is supposed to be the #1 selling frozen pizza in Italy. Maybe not this flavor, but this brand. The reason I say that is Italians don't really have pepperoni on a pizza, or pepperoni in general. They use other meats, but that being said, it looks really good, and it's imported from Modena, Italy. We picked this up from Kroger grocery stores, which are, all over the United States, very common grocery store chain, for $7.99. This one says it expires in a month and a half. So not a long shelf life on it. It looks good. Got the Italian flag colors there. Company says it's been around since 1991. And it says it's fired up in a legit wood-fired oven. Okay, no joke. It says this is how pizzas are meant to be done. You'll get no argument from me. 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 13 minutes in static mode, or 8 minutes in convection. I've never heard that called static before. I don't have a convection oven, so static it is. So 13 minutes. Let's take a look at it. Oh, that's a thicker crust than I was expecting. I like the way they've got the cheese on there. Pepperonis look a little bit thick for my preference, but of course, if they taste good, they taste good. I like the thinner pepperoni. They get nice and crispy, like they get to be crunchy like bacon. But it looks promising. It also looks like maybe there was some shifting, so all the pepperoni is missing all the way over here. But I think I'm going to just throw it in the oven as is, because I don't think any of these are going to move. They're pretty well frozen solid. Yeah, maybe I'll get lucky and I can move one just to cover the bald spot. Okay, let's go throw it in the oven and see in about 13 minutes, which for you will be the flip of a page. Wish me luck. So I pulled this out right at 13 minutes. It wasn't looking like it was cooking any faster. I like to check so I don't have a burned pizza. I'm afraid, based on how these pepperonis smell, that this is one of those pizza that sounds good because it comes from Italy and it looks good, but I got a feeling it's not going to taste good. Just the smell of the pepperoni isn't like an American pepperoni. And look, those folks in Italy, I get it. You guys don't eat that on your pizza, but if you want to make American pizza, maybe order some American pepperoni and taste it, or just source your pepperoni from America, because that is probably where this is going to fall short. I'll find out in a second, but first, when I cut this, the crust is very crumbly, and that's a good thing. It seems like it's nice and crispy on the outside, and it appears to be soft in the middle. So I think the crust on this has been nailed. As for the cheese, the sauce, and the pepperoni, we're about to find out. Let me start with the smallest piece here. Get a very greasy pizza. There's grease all underneath here. Here's the crust. This is cooked directly on the oven rack, and it's pretty flimsy. It seems pretty well cooked, but the amount of grease on this board is some of the most I've ever seen before. So that may be coming from the pepperoni, which would also be another reason to switch that out for something else. And maybe a good reason for me, maybe to not dismiss this particular brand, maybe get one just cheese. But the Italians like to use goat cheese, and no thank you. But they have several different pizzas, and I'm sure saying a pecorino or a goat cheese is probably their go-to over there. But this doesn't say it's the #1 selling frozen pizza brand in America. It says they're the #1 frozen pizza brand in Italy. And if you think Italy and America have the same taste buds, then you've never had American Italian food, because it's very different. All right, let's, despite the lack of any structure on this crust, Let me give it a shot here, see what we got. No. Oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. If you like a creamy cheese, which I do not like on my pizza, you'll be happy with this. If you like your pepperoni that tastes like the old high school cafeteria back in the 1980s, you might like this. As far as the crust goes, that part of the crust is so damp and flimsy that it doesn't really have any flavor at all. It's being overpowered. And it did say it was devil pepperoni. So in Italian, they like to use words like devil, arrabbiata, angry to mean spicy. And there's a little bite to it. Very, very mild. Now, Italians aren't really known for spicy food. They're not Spanish, right? They're not Asian. So I don't expect anything that says spicy coming out of Italy to be what I think is spicy. Living so close to Mexico, it's a big difference between how we're defining spicy. The cheese really puts me off. It's so creamy. I'll have to look at the box. Maybe we can put the ingredients over here, see what kind of cheese that is. If it's ricotta, like right there, that'll answer it, because I don't like ricotta at all. And I'm not a big fan of burrata either. I'd like a good cheese pull, and I like just a typical American pizza. And if it comes from Italy in an American style, then, you know, pick a lane. But this is not an American style. It's like they don't know anything about America, and they were going off what they've been told. When the internet is available and all this information and shipping to import things to try, I don't know what they were thinking. But maybe they're thinking Italians might want their version of an American pizza, and they don't know any better, and they might like it. In the same way that I like the American version of Italian pizza. You know, goes around both ways, I guess. I'm trying to get a taste of the sauce. That's the one thing I'm not sure of. I think the sauce is pretty good. Let me get to the edge of this crust where it actually has some structure and rigidity. That's good. Get rid of the pepperoni. Whatever that cheese is, replace it with mozzarella, preferably from a cow, not a goat or a bull. Or sorry, not a buffalo, because they do, buffalo mozzarella is pretty popular in Italy. It's okay, but I prefer just good old-fashioned mozzarella. Leave the sauce, it's fine. Figure out a way to make that crust cook better. Because cooking it directly on the rack, you couldn't ask for better opportunity for that heat to get that crust nice and crispy, and it ain't happening. So there's an ingredient missing, or something they can do to enhance the cooking ability of the center of the pizza. The crust is fine, the outer crust, that's fine. But the underside of it, also, I think getting rid of these pepperoni would not only improve the flavor, it would get rid of a lot of the grease I'm seeing. Overall, I'm going to give this pizza a 4.2. It's below average. 4.2 out of 10. I won't be having this again anytime soon. Hope you found this helpful. And of course, if there's a favorite pizza that we haven't reviewed you'd like us to try, please put it in the comments below. And do you agree? Do you like this pizza? Have you had it? Or is there a different variation of this pizza we should try? Please let us know in the comments. Give us some ideas. We love hearing from you, and we'll catch you on the next Frozen Pizza Review. Bye for now.